Hello everyone, my name is Steve Samuel from Design Visionaries, and today I'd like to go over some techniques that are required to create a assembly that has parts in it that have different levels of manufacturing technique on them. So as you can see here, here's my final assembly, and the assembly when put together looks like this. It's got these ring sections. It's got these plates that hold the rings together. It's got these bolts that bolted into these four stanchions or stands. And the key thing we're trying to do is we're trying to start with ring sections like this. We put the ring sections together and then we drill the holes after the ring sections are together and do other machining operations. So in order to do this, you need the assembly cut technique. And so I'm going to go over the whole process of doing this. This is going to be a very long video, but I'm going to cut out the tedious parts of it. So the very first thing I need to do is make the ring assembly. Here, I'll show you what it looks like. The ring assembly, this is a finished assembly, so I'm going to go over the different components. So the ring assembly looks simply like this. You can see that the ring assembly has five instances of the ring section or segment, and the ring segment doesn't have the holes in it until you put it into the ring assembly, and then there's these little connection blocks. Okay, so very first thing is to make a ring assembly. So I'm going to say File New, and I'm going to say I like to have my assemblies start with underscore. So I'm going to create a brand new part file. It's a model file, and I'm going to say underscore ring assemb. Okay, ring assemb, and it's going into a folder. Okay, so this is underscore ring assembly 2. And I'm going to use the add component command with absolute component anchor, absolute location assembly. I'm going to grab the segment in there, and I'm simply going to say OK. It's going to ask me if I want to fix the first part. The answer is yes. And then I could use pattern component. I want a circular array. There's 5 of these doodads, and they are count and span in the span of 360 degrees. There's 5 of them. They interlock very nicely. And so that's the first little part that I want to do. The drawing for the section looks like this. The drawing for the section, it's a 72 degree segment. I've got my contour, this little kind of dovetail, so that they interlock. So there's one on that side and one on this side, and then there's some holes. They're 3/8 by 16 threaded holes. And so they are set up so that we could put on these segment connector plates. And the connector plates, let's go back here for a second. Let's go to the ring assembly. There's the ring assembly drawing. So one is the, we call it a connection plate. Okay, so that's what puts them together. Great. So in order to progress, what I do next is put in the connector plate. So I'm going to say add component, and actually I'm going to say assemble. I like the assemble command, and I'm going to go to the folder and get the connection plate, and I'm going to use a concentric. So I'm going to go to the edge command, grab this guy right here, boom, and grab that hole goes to there, right there, Doink. Then we could go to the align command, and we can align this little center line. Okay, I need to take that away. Prefer center axis. No, I do. I need to keep that. I want to select that, and I want to select this. Doink. There we go. And that is now fully constrained. Good. There's some screws that hold that together, the counterboard screws. And those counterboard screws are socket head cap screws. They're the 92196 from our good old McMaster car. So I'm going to say assemble. I'm going to open 92196A. Okay, so let's get that in there. And I'm going to use I'll use an edge. And I'll say that there's concentricity between that edge and that edge there. And that's perfect. Next, I will add 4 more of those suckers in there. So I'm going to say add component. And no, I'm going to use assemble. That guy. So I've got all 4 of those doodads in there. And of course, I can now do pattern component. I want to pattern all that. Not that and that. And I want to specify a vector. There we go. And I want 5 out of 360. There we go. And I have an almost finished ring assembly. Okay. What's next? So, what we have in this ring assembly is 1-inch holes. There's 28 of them equally spaced on a 40.5 diameter. So, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make a extruded body on the coordinate system, and that extruded body will be on a 40.5 radius diameter. There we go. And I'm going to make a circle that's on that diameter, whose diameter is 1 inch. Good. And I'm going to take a moment and make it horizontally aligned. Oops. I'm going to make the center of it, center of that circle, horizontally aligned with 0, 0. So that is placed exactly where I want it to. And I'm going to change that to a reference and say finish. And that is extruded symmetrically for 3 inches. So it's a bigger peg than I need. No Boolean, because this entity exists within the assembly. Here, let me give you a white background so it looks it's a little easier to see what's what. There's that, and our design direction is saying that we need 28 of those equally spaced. They all go through those holes at 40.5. That's good. So what do we do now? We simply go to pattern geometry. I'm going to use that geometry, and I'm going to say that we want circular array around this vector here. We want pitch and count and span, and within the span of 360, we have 28, like so. So, I did something wrong there. What did I do? I do. Span angle. What? Count and span. What are you doing to me? Count and span. The count of 28 in a span of 360. There you go. Now those are holes that accommodate the screws that So I'm going to go to the assembly cut. Assembly cut. And my targets are the rings. And my tools are the solids that I've created. Oh, not those. So this is going to be a little tedious. There they are. Those are the tools. And since it's an assembly cut, I'm going to hide the tools, say OK. And isn't that cool? So that's the whole ring assembly. Here's what it looks like in a drawing. I didn't finish the drawing, but you know, this is the assembly drawing. So there's the connection plates and all the socket head cap screws that hold the whole thing together. Terrific. Now, that's where the magic is. The ring assembly then goes into the overall assembly. The overall assembly looks like that. So now to finish up, we need to create a new overall assembly. I'm going to call it overall assembly. Oops, hit my caps lock by accident. Caps lock. Overall assemb. And the first piece I bring into there is the ring assembly that I have. Ring assembly. I'm going to actually use the add component because I want it to come in absolute ring assembly, and I also want to fix it there. Yes, fix it, so it does that automatically. And now I'm going to bring in this is called the stand. There's 4 of those. And then I've got a washer and a screw that holds the whole thing together. So in order to bring that in, I say add component, and I open up the stand. And the very first thing I'm going to do is make a concentric between that edge there and that edge there. Okay, I'm going to move that component in like this, get it close, say OK, and these holes are supposed to line up perfectly, so I'm going to do an align, and I'm going to align cylindrical center of that one with cylindrical center of that one. It goes nicely. There's 4 such segments, so I'll simply do a pattern component of this guy, specify the vector, put in 4, so I'm done there, and then I'll assemble the washer. The washer is segment drawing. No, I don't know segment drawing. I'm going to bring this right. Assembly. I think I've got a drawing for this file. Well, maybe I don't. Anyway, this washer right here is the 9214A. 9214A. 9214A coming right up. Let's give you a better background. There we go. So we're going to say assemble, open the washer. Why is there 2 of them? All right, anyway, let's use this one. I'm going to use a concentric between there and there. And let's bring in as well which one's this? This is the 9224. So we say assemble and open 9224. It's the big hexagonal screw. That was not happy. You see how it's red? So I can flip it. There we go. So it kind of worked, but it wasn't happy, so that's why I flipped it. And then finally, there's 28 of these things, so I'm going to do a pattern component. I'm patterning the washer and the screw. I'm doing it circularly, specifying the vector, just like that. So that is a finished assembly. And then I need to do the drawings and all of that. But the drawings that you need for this are a separate drawing for the segment. So a separate drawing for the segment, and that's the segment without the holes. Then you need a drawing for when you put the whole thing together in a ring. So you need a ring assembly drawing, like that. And then finally you need a drawing for this assembly, the overall assembly. And you know, that's how the whole thing fits together. So the beauty of this is what we're doing is we're emulating really the manufacturing process. We are ensuring that the holes that are placed in this are dimensioned only in the assembly, because that's when we actually drill them. And as you can see, there's a hole that that is halfway in and halfway out of two segments, and so you can understand that when we start pulling these segments apart, they are truly different. As you can see, this one has a hole right in the center and goes two this way and two this way, whereas this one, for example, doesn't even have a, you know, the holes are offset. So each one of these segments is actually different because there's 5 segments and an even number of holes, 28 holes. And that's really, really cool that this component, let's just get it isolated here, that this component, Control B, that is different than the segment that it started with. Okay? Again, my name is Steve Samuel from Design Visionaries. I hope you've enjoyed this little video and learned something from it. Please like and subscribe. Happy New Year. May 2026 be the very best year you've ever experienced. And, you know, let's try as hard as we can to be positive and make wonderful things happen. Thank you very much.